1980s, what a decade that was. Big hair, big shoulder pads, leg warmers, and of course small cars with big personalities and big engines. We are talking about the Renault 5 GT Turbo, a car with a 1.4 litre engine and a big turbo to make it really go. Hi Paige.
You right?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good. Did you just say please start?
No.
Well, this is what happens when you drive 1980s cars.
Yeah. He's quite happy. That's a good thing.
It is. Oh, the first time in one of these in 36, 35 years. You know, I've got to say, it feels tiny.
It does. When you get onto the road, you think you're sitting on the floor.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Back in the day, this felt like a normal sort of small family car.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah, how things change, how times change, eh?
My dad went on 11.
Oh yeah, Renault 11s. Yeah, Renault family.
Yeah, we are a very crazy Renault family.
Yeah, and why not, you know? The ride is exactly as I remember it. It's the same. I mean, I wouldn't think that this car is as many years old as you claim it is.
Trust me, it's 35 years old now.
Yeah.
This one, 'cause it's a 1990 model.
Yeah.
It's just so like agile, and you can just feel everything.
You can. The steering actually talks to you, doesn't it?
So I know, like, even because what this car does as well is because it's quite narrow, it follows like the tracks.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to sort of fight to get it out of the track.
Of the ruts, yeah, where
Yeah.
yeah. And this car then, how does it feel to drive for you right now? Because I remember it quite vividly, you know, in terms of driving on an A road like this, which is where I took it for a test drive. And I was driving it quite spiritedly.
Good.
Yeah.
It's so responsive, and you can tell that the car's light. It's just it just wants to go all the time. This car has got such a personality. 850 kilograms. It's 100 kilograms heavier than the Phase 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, because it's got all the spoilers and everything like that, and that sort of thing.
I mean, back in the day, 100 brake horsepower per tonne was deemed to be a reasonably good figure if you wanted to have a performance car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously with the lightness.
This is the thing. So if you've got 120 brake horsepower and 800 kilos, felt like a proper performance car. I mean, obviously now, you know, 122 brake horsepower, 160 brake horsepower even in a car like this doesn't feel like a really fast car. But we were all used to driving cars with 60, 70, 80 brake horsepower back then.
That's very true, yeah.
So this was such a change, you know, it was such a different experience for people like me of my generation growing up. And they felt like rocket ships.
Yes, and you're so low to the ground as well.
And you're very low to the ground. You've got loads of glass. You can see exactly where you're going. These cars were all about uncomplicated steering wheels and pure pleasure in driving.
Yeah.
Nothing to distract you other than a dashboard.
It just, all those dials and that's it, and the radio.
Yeah. Just the important bits.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
need anything else.
Yeah.
This, I remember this was about £10,400 it was, brand new. And they were doing me a deal of £2,500 off. Can you believe that, Paige?
$2.5 grand off?
£2,500 off. So I was getting one of these for around £8,000. I got an insurance quote. Only one company out of several brokers that I went to quoted me.
Yeah.
And it was £2,500 to get it insured. Nobody else would touch it.
In 1989,
This is not,
yeah. Oh my goodness.
So if you were to go out and buy an £80,000 BMW M3 right now and then get faced with a bill for insurance of £25,000, would you buy the car? You wouldn't, would you, relatively speaking? No. And I bought an Astra 1.3.
I mean, that's okay, but it's not all right now.
Reality, you know. I was only 22 years old.
I know.
There's always a thing in your mind which thinks, right, okay, I've got to check the oil, I've got to check the water, I've got to check the tyre pressures and all that.
Yeah.
Modern cars, you don't seem to do that.
Because they tell you.
Yeah, well, they do.
They go, oh, tyre pressure's a little bit low, could you check me? Oh, the oil level's a bit low, could you check me? With this, I'm just like...
Yeah, jumping and go, yeah.
I have no idea what's going on, all I know is the temperature.
Yeah.
And sometimes the oil gauge when it wants to work, obviously. It's French.
It's French, isn't it?
And the fuel. So
they're not important. Those things are not important.
Yeah. But I just know it's got oil pressure all the time. I just know if there's a leak, then I'll go, oh. Yeah. But no, driving back was from Birmingham.
Yeah.
Was a little bit daunting, but
right.
My dad has got so much trust in this guy. He's like, it'll be fine, you'll do it. And it's fine, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm just like, are you sure?
There's a question mark, isn't there, about whether the Volkswagen Golf was actually the very first hot hatch or not. Because I don't know if you know this, but there was a Renault 5 Gordini that came out in 1976.
Yes,
yeah,
I do.
And there is a big debate as to whether that came out before the Volkswagen Golf GTI or after.
Well, because I'm biased, I'm just going to say it was before. So
yeah, it was a few weeks before is what I think as well. Even those, the Gordini, I never drove a Gordini or a Gordini Turbo, but they look lovely with those little, cute little wheels on them. But it's chromed, they were just polished. They were really nice cars.
Were they 13-inch wheels?
They were 13-inch wheels.
Yep, that's what I've got on this one.
That's what you've got on this one as well, yeah, with nice big, profiles. Yeah. And that's why the ride in this car is so good, isn't it? It's actually quite comfortable.
It's actually, that's what I mean. It's not bad. You still get that sort of driving down the road.
It's got a slightly stiffer suspension and it's lower slightly and all the rest of it, I suppose.
The rest of it, no, it's just, I have dated it before,
Yeah,
I put it back on the road after spending a long time putting it back together. Well, a week actually, that's not that long, is it?
Yeah.
A week back together, putting it back together. And
because you had everything out, didn't you? Did you have all the interior out?
Yes, yep, had all the interior out and everything like that.
And you did all of this in your own time, out of hours, night, evenings? I did
purposely book a week off, and I spent that entire week and a lot of evenings and alcohol putting it back together.
Wow.
And luckily, it did
work. Yeah. So what, obviously as a Renault mechanic then, what is it that you do there?
Oh God, a bit of everything.
Right.
They do commercial vehicles as well, so I was doing rear brakes on a traffic on Thursday.
Oh really?
Yeah.
But you're a general mechanic.
General mechanic, tyres, anything really.
Yeah, good. But what about rust? Was there a lot of rust on this car?
Yes.
Right, so there's a lot of welding needed then.
Yeah, a lot of welding. Oh God, there was so much welding.
Yeah.
So there's some common areas where these go, especially on the seals, obviously, which is quite common.
My first car was a bright orange Peugeot 104 ZS 1.1 with twin carbs. Very, very rare car.
Yeah.
And it had the obligatory brown vinyl roof.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah. The seats were really, it was only 7 years old, poor thing, but the seats were really saggy. And I actually had one of my dad's old trousers rolled up and put inside there just to give it a bit of bolstering.
No, that's a good idea.
Well, it worked.
Yeah.
So those were the kinds of things that we went through in our youthful years, whereas you're here completely restoring one of the most coveted hot hatches.
Yeah, that's very good.
And I've been about the same age as you, maybe a little bit younger.
Yeah, see, a lot of people have said that. They were like, they're taking all sorts of things. They're like, so you're a woman.
Yeah.
You're 25 years old.
Yeah.
You didn't grow up with these.
No.
Why a Renault 5 GT Turbo?
Yeah.
And it's just more so, obviously the car is fantastic. I will always be biased. Yeah. But it's just the sentimental value as well of it. Just, I've grown up with it and it's just always been there. And, you know, when people take the time to listen to the story as to why Renault 5 GT Turbo, they're like, that's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I see, because I get a lot of, you take this thing out and they're like, hey, you're right, yeah, loving it.
Yeah.
But they're like, woman, young woman, what? Huh?
It doesn't quite go, does it?
No, they're expecting a middle-aged man.
Yeah, someone like me. Trying to leave as a youth.
They're probably thinking right now, oh, she's letting her dad drive.
Yeah.
Oh no, she's letting
some uncle drive or something. Yeah. It's like that, isn't it? Because men of my generation who are going through their menopause right now would end up buying one of these, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's the truth. Because it's nostalgia, isn't it?
It is very much so.
And that's why I know these aren't as big as like your big Countages back in the day. And, my goodness, your Ferraris and everything like that. But obviously, people like you and me and everything like that, well, not me because I wasn't born yet, but you could buy one, you could enjoy one, you had make memories in one and everything like that. And that's what I think is such a big thing.
Yeah.
It's just this little car just goes, oh yeah, I remember the days back in the day when I was doing that or fitting a head gasket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Paige, one of the things that I love about cars like this and cars from this generation, all the ones that I drove back then, they didn't have four-wheel drive.
They didn't know.
Yeah, they were all front-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And you had cars like the MG Maestro Turbo, You had cars like the Ford Escort RS Turbo. You had cars like the Volkswagen Golf GTI. You had the Uno Turbo IE, the really small one. And all of those cars had, you know, the ones with the turbos in them, certainly, they had a really funny trait. The turbo came in, and it came in from nothing to bang. And it was turbo lag, turbo lag, turbo lag, and then it sort of hit you. How does this feel in terms of the turbo coming in?
It takes a little while, but you get the gears right and everything like that. Bang, it's like a sledgehammer, and it's just so much fun, and you can hear it, and you got the little needle on the dial as well.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I'm there. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's fantastic, and it sort of catches you off guard now and again because you put your foot down and go, oh God, okay.
Yeah. But I, you know, believe it or not, I actually found this to be a little bit more progressive than cars like the Ford Escort RS Turbo, especially. That was like bang, it was, and the Fiat Uno was evil. It was like nothing, and then all of a sudden you're pinned in your seat and you think, where did that come from? And it really did catch you off guard, whereas I found this to be a little bit more progressive, a bit easier to drive with, which is why I wanted to buy one.
Some of the modern hot hatches I absolutely love. Obviously a Renault Megane RS. But yeah, they've got a lot of electrical stuff on this, but with this it is just...
I haven't told my wife yet about that, but I want to get a Renault Megane RS.
Do it. I think you should do it. But with these, it's just you, the car, and that is it. And it's just, you know, there's no ABS on this. There's no, oh God, no power steering, no nothing. It's just you, the car, no airbags. I love it. It's just raw.
It's just raw, isn't it? And that's the beauty of it. This was one of the best hot hatches, I've got to say, you know, from my recollection back in the day when we lived and breathed these things, and we all aspired to owning one. So what you've done here, actually, to take this car on, I think it's brilliant. I just think it's so inspiring to see you doing this. And, you know, just standing here right now at my mate's house, you know, who's allowed us to come here with this car so we can film it in its beautiful surroundings. It just... Oh, it's just joyous. It
is. It's just, I love it.
Brilliant.
I love him so much.
No, I'm really pleased. That's really good.
Thank you so much. Oh, it's been good fun. Oh, I've loved it. Thank you so much for coming here and everything like that and setting this all up for me.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much, obviously, for coming to spread the story about the Renault 5.
Well, if you guys would like to see another hot hatch that I've reviewed recently, the Honda Civic Type R, then click on the tiles on the screen that you see now. Otherwise, I'll see you some point in the future.